League Season 4 Invitational Division. We have two great runners today. Give us signs from, bear with me on this, auch nicht, and Flip Heels of Don't Forget to Track Us. I am Taylor116, joined in co-com by Willard J. Bradley. How you doing, Willard?
I'm doing just well. Hey, you nailed it. Good job. Way to go. Good stuff. Good intro. I'm proud.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, exciting match right here coming on here shortly. There was this is their second game of the week where I believe Don't Forget to Track Us did, well, obviously get the win because Oops is still at 0 wins, but hopefully today, right here, right now, they will get their first win of the season and try and hold off on getting relegated back to the Open League that they just earned a spot in. So we are off in another, what's this week again? Casual boots?
Casual boots.
Couldn't tell. Had no idea. Did we get boots in the first test?
That's a beautiful 300.
We already got some dungeon info here in the light world. We got a Pyramid Fairy Crystal up at Tower of Hera, as well as a red pendant over at this.
Yeah, Uncle giving up his ordnance explosives, which not necessary for the back of escape this time, but always good to have before you get into CAC. Ooh, and a fire rod.
Fire rod's real nice. Yeah, we do have a sword to get through escape, but having a fire rod to at least like speed up the ball and chain card, I'd say, is a good one to find. And they're running. They're getting through this castle as fast as possible. They want to get the boring part out of the way so we can get to the rest of the game.
Yeah, the mandatory 5.5 minutes of, oh, we've seen this before.
It's like, there's two ways to look at it. It's nice that it's just done with, and you don't have to think about it anymore, and you're not going to like isolate something at Dark Cross in like an open mode. But simultaneously, it's like, it's a slog.
Yeah, well, this is one of those parts that if you're looking to brush up your game and improve it, it's this and Ganon's Tower, because 99% of the time, you're doing it. So you might as well get good at it quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and after, just doing the most recent main tournament, which was hard standard, having to go through escape, at least having boots and a guaranteed sword means that we're going to be getting through this as quickly as possible. Now we just need to find like a mirror in Zelda Cell, and then we can speed this up even more.
That'd be great.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, when you've been doing casual boots, especially with the main tournament, like you mentioned, and then you just do like a regular open seed, you're like, man, this is really slow.
Yep. Let's see what we got. There's the small key, which means that there'll be a fresh item in Dark Cross, because we also did see the map. So we got 5 more items coming up, and those 5 items could still be something that dictates how we route coming out of escape. Otherwise, most players will just go ahead and go for Kakariko. Bonk Rocks, maybe check Lumberjack, Lost Woods into Kakariko.
Yeah, you were mentioning the mirror. I'd like to see a bow or even a glove in the back just to give that hint of possible divergence.
Yeah, because, if you get a glove, then you have that possibility of like, okay, I'll check Lumberjack and then I'll sequence break up Death Mountain, which is a lot easier to do when you already have a sword for getting yourself through the Dark Room. Bow would mean, routing an Eastern earlier because we do have a crystal there, so might as well. The other thing is, with starting sword, it does tend to lead to maybe more Aga Seeds for Dark World access in general. But we'll see. I don't actually know how many this week we've had, like, forced Aga to get to the Dark World. I feel like it hasn't been that many.
Yeah, I agree with you. Starting sword sometimes can go that route, but I don't think I've seen that many either.
Should sit down and just like keep a list of all the like little tidbits for the tournament. So at the end of the tournament, you go, oh yeah, on average we had about this % of Aga seeds, this % of Ice Rock Gomo seeds. This many pet seeds.
Yeah, we'll trust you to do that. You go ahead and get on that for us.
Yeah, I'm already doing enough stuff on behind the scenes, so you know. I have like a whole. I run my own like spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, which has all the league records and tourney records and all that stuff just for funsies. So I do know. Hey, look, there's that glove you wanted.
Called it.
Well, now the real question is, where do we see that Death Mountain sequence break?
Yeah, and who your opponent is actually might lend to whether you sequence break the mountain or not, because without a mirror or a hook shot up there, you're not going very far. But there is the potential you find something up there that's extremely useful, even if it's just a bottle. Or a flute would dictate, the lamp's got to be someplace accessible. Yeah, I think I would, just for funsies. Why not?
Yeah, so both these teams are new to the Invitational. They were both in the Open League, I believe. Don't forget to track us. Used to go by the 16-bit Nerds, I think it was. Signs was part of the original team, but last season, I believe Ramon stepped in, took his place, and then Ramon stepped out, and Signs got to join back in, or I don't know the exact what exactly transpired, but on paper, that's what it looks like. So 2 new teams to the Invitational. Nice $20 from the tree pull.
Yeah, money has not been a problem this season.
No, not at all. We're rich. That's oof, ugh, barf. That's a powder. That's a fetch quest. That's not what you like to see on the lumberjack at all.
Okay, I'm glad you caught that, because at first I thought it was a medallion. I thought that's a lot more spicy, but powder, meh.
See, this would be a situation where if you find a mushroom, you're safe scumming that. Oh, there's that boat. You called it too. How'd you do that?
I don't know, but man, I'd like to be able to do that when I run. I would like to find these 2 items. It's a pretty good start. Glove, bow, heart container. Oh, Flipheel says no to the heart container. Interesting.
Skipping that heart. All right, well, if Flipeel ever takes an unintentional death, we can point directly at that exact moment and be like, here it is. This is what you did. Or didn't do. Yeah, and the other interesting thing is because we do have advanced logic in this setting, which means that depending on where the big key is in Eastern, we actually do have potentially have logical access to Irmos. Which is gross. And I don't like it.
Yeah, it leads back to what we were talking about earlier. Just now you definitely have access to Eastern. Do you do that instead of CAC? But I mean, CAC's got so much. It's not unusual to see just to go through it.
Yeah, I could see one of them rushing Eastern. Or I could honestly see both of them rushing Eastern instead of going South Shore. Oh, there's the Moon Pearl. So we're just 1 item away from that Dark World access if it's, via a second glove or the hammer. If the seed is going to somehow make us do Aga to get to the Dark World, then we're going to need a few more things.
Yeah, the Aga dream is slowly dying.
Plenty of ammo and resources here in the well, but nothing of major value.
Yeah, the well's just became a refill cave. Wow.
Really? Well, that's some nice firepower this early.
Hey, we heard you liked offense, so we put some offense in your offense.
Watch, well, it's going to be like a go mode sword kind of seed.
That'd be great. Yeah, with Silvers and Fire Rod, you're not fearing much of anything now.
All right, just a couple more checks here in Kakariko, and then we'll see if we'll get that divergence we were looking for, or if we'll... I feel like the sensible thing is to just go to Eastern.
Yeah, I agree. At this point, you've got plenty of firepower. The fire rod lets you see most of the dark rooms. Just okay. So Flip, he doesn't want the heart container, but Boomerang gotta have it. Okay.
Gotta know if that stun prize is anything worth value, I guess. But I mean, the only thing it could possibly be that would be like super helpful would be like full magic, I guess. 10 arrows. I don't know. That was a very long like contemplation for that boomerang or not. Now, if it was the blue boomerang, I'd see both runners instantly get it. Red boomerang, maybe.
Now, I'm on Red Boomerang team, and I will not be answering questions at this time. Wow. Just give him everything.
I mean, we're just like a hookshot away and mitts away from just having access to basically everything in the game. Well, and a Mire, I guess. But Flute's nice. That does give us that logical Death Mountain access, but currently it's only for one item, so... Dude, this was the South Shore before Kakariko seed, right here.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
put a bottle in Mini Modern Cave and then have a good laugh about it. Ooh, nice bomb on the left there. Less nice on the right.
I cleaned it up.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I agree with this save and quit. You can go activate Flute and then go check Ice Rock Cave later. But, wow. So, we already have Ice Rod. So, T-Rock's dependent, clearly.
Right.
We have Lamp 2. Now we really are just a sword away from doing Aga to get to the Dark World.
It'd be interesting if they got the sword early, because then, I mean, you're going to do Eastern beforehand anyway, but it does leave some questions. Do you just knock Aga out or start exploring?
Still see you go Eastern.
Right.
Because like right now it's like, well, I mean, what do we have? We have Agnes Cave, we have Ice Rock Cave, we have Spectacle Cave, Old Man, Rescue. I mean, we have Saha Eastern. So, you know, leaving the loose ends behind for the time being.
Right, and Flute lets you get around pretty easily, that even if you need to bounce from place to place, you're not wasting a lot of time. Zora's in logic as well with the glove, but Zora never has anything.
And we are getting our first divergence of the seed here around the 13-minute mark with the Flipfiddle cleaning up some of these one-offs up in Ice Rock Cave. Probably going to set up the Water Walk to go check all the Zora stuff. Maybe skipping Hobo. It's usually a standard procedure. Well, we get our first look inside Eastern Palace. Right now we are looking for a second glove, a hammer, or another sword to open up our Dark World access. Obviously, players are gonna not... They don't want to... They want a sword, but they also don't want a sword, if you catch my drift.
That cape would be the same thing at this point with the lamp already in hand.
Yeah, that is true. I guess if you're going to get one or the other, you'd rather get sword than a cape. Classic. Heart piece in Waterfall to kick you out of your Water Walk. It's only really bad if you get the heart refill or the new heart container in the first chest, then you have to leave, come back in and get the other chest. Or if you didn't have Moon Pearl and you couldn't reset up the Water Walk. Also, blue mail here in Eastern.
Did you catch what was on Zora Ledge?
Looked like arrows. Oh, hammer! Wow.
Wow.
Well, there is our Dark World access, and Now I wonder if Flip Hill is just going to continue putting off Eastern.
Yeah, hoping for a Mire and just doing Eastern Pod at the same time if Pod is a crystal.
Now, I'm assuming Divisign's got all 3 items, and this isn't a gamble on last item on Armos versus right side. Take a look at our Dark World dungeons. We got a Pyramid Fairy Crystal at Mire, Green Pendant Thieves Town, and Pendant Skull, which you hate to see because those are both fully clearable dungeons.
Oh, of course they are.
Of course.
Yeah, Pendant Thieves. I hate Pendant Thieves because you're like, I can do you, and I know you're going to have something because you're a Pendant now.
Especially green. Well, I think Green Pendant Thieves is a little bit better. Because a non-green Pendant Thieves, you're more likely just to skip the back half and just hope there's something in the front. There's Arcade.
It's pretty blah hype.
Question now is, though, like... I mean, obviously, you go beat Pod, hope for the Mire, and then you just Mire and beat Eastern. But then after that, what's next? Also, with I don't know, quite a few items away from being able to route in Pyramid Fairy, with it being at Misery Mire and Thieves Town, 2 dungeons we do not have access to. So I gotta imagine Divisign's. Sorry, go ahead.
I was probably going to say the same thing you are. Routing in Saha now. Good job not forgetting, because I've been that guy before.
I can imagine probably gotta go. Well, I don't know. It's a tough call because like I could see them going up and doing the 2 checks up on Death Mountain that they can do right now. I could also see them do exactly what Flip Hill did and go to Ice Rock Cave to Zora.
Flip Hill pulling Ether out of the dig spot, or the digging game. For Divisigns, one of the worst things I think he could find at this point is a sword. Because we know he's not going to find the cave. The cave's in Hype Cave, but if he finds a sword and feels like putting off Ice Rock Cave even longer, uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do after this. I'm still just partially shocked that neither player went for Eastern, like, right after Kakariko. Because, I mean, I guess if you really wanted to be certain that all of it was in logic with a lamp, but at the same time, I don't know.
Well, the flute making it easier to get around, I don't mind it, because what if you find a heart container down there, another sword to make life slightly easier, hookshot to speed up the 1 check? I get it.
Yeah, nah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't know. Always going for beatable dungeons. You never know, you could get the rare mini Molder Cave skip seed. It happens. Alright, where are we going next, Divisigns? When you see that flute to 9, or 8. 9 doesn't exist. Alright.
Excellent.
There's another sword in the first chest of Pod.
So with everything the seed's given, and it's been pretty plentiful in the first 20 minutes, what's the item that's going to hold him up? What do you think?
Nah, yeah. Hookshot? That's my guess.
Flip Hill is paid off for skipping the hobo having only a heart container. Let's be cruel. Let's say Bombos for TR access. Bombo's hidden by the shovel.
I feel like if you really want to be cruel, it's Bombos for Mire access. And shovels in T-Rock.
Ooh, that's better.
But we don't want to be cruel. We want a good, clean fight. We want this to come down to execution. You know, both players fighting Aga 2 at the same time. That's the good stuff. We don't want no blowouts. Still having a little bit of trouble with this hammer jump. Well, Divisign's gonna grab that hammer, and then we'll see how they decide to route this one. Yo, it'd be so easy to be like, okay, cool, I can go beat Thieves Town and Skull, and then you see they're both pendants. You're like, all right, never mind, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I would have been thinking too. Is like, all right, let's just knock these two. Oh,
sad face. All right, gets the hammer jump 4. Single arrow here in Pod. Beautiful.
having already beaten Eastern, Pod may not be a priority for Divisigns right off the top. Or maybe it is, because you can just knock it out. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, do I do a beatable crystal dungeon, or do I dip into pendant dungeons? Because I don't really have any other options until I find the mitts. And even then, like, it still doesn't unlock any beatable dungeons. So, hard to say.
Yeah, that's a good point. You'd want to finish off a dungeon if you could finish it off.
Alright, Divisign's gonna get that cape, which, who knows, there could be something sitting on Bumper Ledge. That's a possibility. We did get a can of Burna, which is another item that can be used to check Spike Cave at some point. The other question for Flip Hill is, do they immediately turn around and do Eastern after this? Like, save and quit, go to Eastern? I would assume the save and quit no matter what, because nobody likes to backtrack out of the pod area.
Right, and to go back to what you were saying about beatable dungeons, you might as well. It's got items that could have what you need. Mm-hmm. We know that the mountain wasn't worth much to start with so far.
And I know these runners are both hoping to find, like, Canis Maria and Mushroom together at some point. Because this could be, you know, we could full clear the seed, and then it could come down to something required on Magic Bat with that powder at Lumberjack.
Yeah, Mushroom gets locked in GT. This could get real interesting.
Yeah, I think both of them checked it. I think they both know that that's there. I think. That's a lot of digs. Where are we off to next? Straight to Pod, or are we going to go do something wacky? I like wacky, especially now that I know that Pod didn't really have anything exciting. Aw.
Doing the smart play, boo.
This is sensible. Can't fault him for that.
Flip Hill, take it on the Helmazar King, having that sword out to make that hitbox for the hammer just a little bit bigger. And decided to say nope. Never mind. One silver arrow and a victory bonk, and down he goes.
Alrighty. Do you think we're going to be able to get away without ever touching a pendant dungeon in the seed?
As open and generous as the seed was to start, I'm going to say no. There'll be something hidden in some terrible spot. Or maybe not even terrible. I mean, it could just be, you know, the second chest in Thieves Town, but still.
Oh yeah, there was also a sword in here. That's a pretty good find. Alright, Flip Hill, are you heading to Eastern, or where are you going? the sensible play. I mean, it makes nobody wants to do these pendant dungeons at all. But let's talk about this for a second. So we have the 2 items in Skull. We have the 4 items plus a 5th from Pendant Thieves. Aside from that, we still have. We could check what's at Bumper Ledge. We have the 3 items of Village of Outcasts. We haven't seen Pyramid or Catfish. And we haven't seen Agonist Cave. And Spike Cave. I think that's currently what we have available to us right now. Aside from beating Aga and getting the powder. Which would be gross.
Yeah, so with all that mentioned, I mean, the sensible, if we're going to keep following the sensible route, you go to Vu and Skullwoods for all the density that's there, and hope that points you in some direction.
Yeah, right now the biggest thing that would open stuff up for us would be probably, Mire Hookshot at this point. Something that would give us over to East Death Mountain, because that opens up a good chunk of stuff, and then we can go up and do Hera. So like a Hookshot, Mire would be good. Though it always feels bad when you clear all the Dark World and then you find the Mire afterwards, and you're like, now I have to go back and check all these one-offs.
Yeah, Mire being a go mode item is not necessarily a bad thing. Mitts as well. Both those items lock quite a lot of travel.
Yeah, I'd put Mire and Mitts go mode as the best possible outcomes because of all the stuff you get to skip. Hammer go mode is good too. Right. So can be rough if Hammer decides to be in Ice Palace or something.
The worst location.
Both players having a little bit of trouble with this Hammer jump. It looked like Divasines was trying to sword buffer down 1 pixel to get the lineup, but makes me wonder if these players are on console or not. I've been playing on console for 4 years, and every now and then I do some sort of wacky settings that require me to play on emulator, and it's impossible. I can't do it. I can't go back.
You can't make me. Yeah, I'm an emulator, and learning the hammer jump took me quite a bit of tries to get it.
Mm-hmm. Let's second crystal for Flip Heel. Right now, the only big difference between the two is just that Divasines did the Death Mountain stuff, I believe. I think that's it. And Hobo. Those are the 2 thingies that are setting them apart. So let's see where Flip Heel is off to next. This is a really crucial point of the race, I'd say.
Yeah, with Divasines right behind what Flip Heel is cleared, the exception of the mountain, yeah. They're pretty even, so where do you go? I still think, I mean, if you want to check the front of the mountain, sure, Flute, it's a quick check, but I feel like Vu has got to be where it's at. Never mind.
Real quick, Agonist Cave check. This is kind of nice, because if you don't do it now, then you're just never going to do it.
Right,
or
same
you're
thing
going
for
to hold off and do it when you're, in the Mire area or desert, if you find the stuff for it.
Yeah, Flute makes this check pretty quick and simple. It's better than walking over here, so yeah, why not fit it in?
Yeah, it's also good because you can get eyes on the Desert Ledge item as well, so $50. All right, save and quit. What's it gonna be? Okay, so I think at the moment, once they're done with this, unless Flip Heel probably route this into a Spike Cave check as well, so we'll get a new piece of information as well from this. But these 2 are going to be basically even back up, aside from a couple one-offs. So
Yeah, I think fitting in Spike here is the right call, especially if you recognize you have the equipment, you have a full bar of magic, just knock it out and get it out of the way so that terrible checks out of is just done. I can hook speed, but spin speed still eludes me.
Sometimes spin speed just doesn't want to work. It really depends. It's weird. Just gotta get that timing down. Speaking of down, Helmstar's down for div signs, and we're all tied up again. So unless Flip will find something really good here in Spike Cave, we'll probably both be heading to Village of Outcasts soon. Well, that was probably not the plan that Fliphill had. I think Fliphill was trying to bomb themselves diagonally across the spikes a little bit just to get a little bit more breathing room. Gonna have enough magic anyway to get through this. Oh. Okay.
All right.
Well, that is something. So that opens up some mirror checks in the overworld. That also gets us up to Hera, as well as to East Death Mountain. But seemingly not taking it up to the mountain. I take it up to the mountain. Okay.
Divisign's following my now terrible advice of going to Village of Outcasts.
Well, who knows? We're going to be on two completely different paths for a while now. And, Mire is obviously 100% required because of Swamp Palace. But, Divisigns could find something useful here in these Pendant dungeons that Philip will have to come back to later. Yeah, I think for Divisigns, finding something like the hookshot would be super beneficial because it would give them a reason to go back up to Death Mountain. Because otherwise, that Spike Cave is a little bit isolated right now.
Yeah, Flip Heels has to feel pretty good about finding that mirror.
So I personally, I'd be a little suspicious of Spike Cave when I have both the Canis Amari and the cape already. I'd be like, okay. But Spike Cave never has anything when I check it early, so.
Yeah, of all the one-off locations, Spike Cave is one of those that's really easy to forget.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. Going into Hera, no hookshot, can't Hera pot, so gonna lose a bit of time. Depending on where the hookshot is. That's why you'll see a lot of runners in this situation would potentially go do East Death Mountain first. And this is interesting. So Divisign's grabbing the key and then going back to the front, hoping to get the two items instead of having to fight Mothula. I really should pay better attention because now it's like, okay, is there going to be an item in Hera Basement? Found both items. Thank you to our tracker 2C. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Always a good feeling when you can just avoid Hera Basement.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks like Divisigns is not getting the items in the front, so we'll have to make that decision on whether to go back to the back of Skull Woods or not. Well, there's one of them. It's kind of the downside about this routing now. It's like, do I go back? Do I go do it? Do I go beat Mothula or no?
You've committed the time. I mean, it's a pendant, it's one item. Yeah, I think it's a bad either way, because if you don't, there's something there, you're going to beat yourself up for it later. If there's nothing there, you can be like, well, this is a waste.
Well, there's the half magic. Ooh, a tempered sword behind that cape that we got out of Hype Cave. So that's a nice find. Someday I'll actually like take the Spike Cave logic and actually like memorize it so I always know. Cause like, oh wow, okay, Kana Samari, that's a good find too. Because it's not based on hearts at all. It's based on, you know, obviously glove, moon pearl, hammer, but then like one of the, you know, Kana Burna or cape, and then half mag. Oh my god, there's so much junk in this cave. Holy cow. What do we get out of there? Shovel, book, and a bottle, and Kana Samaria.
Well, wow.
So we just need hookshot, mitts, and flippers at a minimum. Huh. Okay, remember to check Sick Kid. I guess if he was going to go to the Dark World, he might as well just, like, save this for Village of Outcasts, Mire and check it, but this might be
right. Right, but
check.
If it had been mitts, you know, then you get that portal a little bit faster, so I'm okay with checking it. Yeah, check the pen, do it. Do the right thing.
Either that, or, you know, you could check it after you kill Mothula and Mirror. But, like, right now, Ped is in logic.
Mothula.
Like, we can beat all the Pendant dungeons now with that book, because we can get in the desert.
Yeah, but do you go all the way to Mothula just to check the pedestal, or would you do it ahead of time? Because you may not need to kill Mothula.
I mean, if your plan is to go down back to Thieves Town, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter when you have the mirror. I don't know. If you're Flip Hill in this situation, you might as well just burn the thing open, mirror. It's tough because like you don't want to do too much menuing, and Mothula is not a very long fight, so. Wow, this is a tough situation to be in, honestly. As far as we know, that mirror pretty substantial. The thing is, we can get to all that with a hookshot. So if hookshot is available, then
yeah, Divisiance really needs to pull like a hook out of Thieves Town.
The only problem though is then that's gonna make you skip Spike Cave for a little bit longer. So
yeah, potentially, but it still gets you on the mountain.
Yeah. All right, pedestal. What do we got? Just couch cash. See ya.
Boo.
Nah, I mean with these pendant dungeons, that's too easy of a pet pull. Need some harder pendant dungeons, right?
Yeah, I think I agree with Chad on this one. They was that open with the accessible dungeons. They was screaming ped to me. I'd have checked it.
Okay, so Moth will have the second item then. So right now, like mitts would open up the Mire area, and you know we can potentially get into Mire and beat that. It would also let us go do all of T-Rock, though we don't know if we need Bombos either for that. So it might open up 2 dungeons.
Yeah, mitts with Fake Flipper would open up Vice Palace as well.
I feel like in this situation, when you're only a couple items away from go mode, I'd be a little hesitant to go for a Ice Palace sequence break. Because it feels pretty bad to like sequence break and beat ice, and then flippers end up being your go mode. Oh, there's the mushroom. We could fake powder. Okay.
It's just too nice.
It's just too nice. So this routing's going to work out pretty well for Flip Hill. Only downside is having a half magic, so you have to spend a little bit more time getting rid of all your magic, but that means that because of that one cool trick, we don't have to do Aga ever. Let's see what we got on blind. I was clearly not paying attention to the items, but okay, just 20 bucks. Do you have a green pendant that we can turn in? So unfortunately for Divisign's already done with that entire area, so it's gonna be a little bit out of the way.
Yeah, Thieves Town not having much else besides a few heart containers, so healthier for it, but nothing much.
Yeah, that mushroom on Mothula is gonna be left behind for a while. Divisign's up on the mountain, not doing Spike Cave, so this is probably going to be the Saha Green Pennant turn-in. But then after that, it's like, okay, I have Agana's Cave, I have Agate Tower Lumberjack, or I have Spike Cave.
Yeah, the mountain start, I was hopeful that they'd go ahead and just knock Spike Cave out, but nope, not yet.
Hopefully this is Hookshot or something.
Nope.
Oof, just a blue repeat. That certainly does not feel good. Ah, Pyramid Catfish as well, thank you. This is a good sign. Gonna get that mirror. And then all the goodies on East Death Mountain.
Yeah, but having dipped into Pendant Skull and then done all of Thieves Town to come up and, oh, I could have had this a while ago, is going to feel real bad.
Yeah. I guess that mirror does also open up Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, K45. What the heck are these mids, man? I could see Heal just like completely skipping Thieves Town. Oh, especially if he finds something useful over here.
Yeah, if you find Mitts here and can do Smith Chain, then take the guaranteed possible items instead of going into Thieves Town.
Yeah, it never feels good to do 2 Pendant Dungeons for 0 gain.
Womp.
Oh yeah, we also do have both the tablets we can check. And we can get into desert. we still have some pretty crappy spots we can go check. Mitts would open up a lot. Bugnet opens up nothing. And I'm just sitting here waiting for that fake powder.
I have to believe it's coming. Yeah, Divisign's going to do East Side to get that book. Could have come back to Hera and then done the pedestal, maybe, or the tablet, maybe done, had something happen that could have pushed him ahead or caught him up a little bit, but nope. Still can go to Paradox and then come back over here.
Oh baby, here we go. This is a big moment in this.
Let's say Buttersword.
Show me blue boomerang.
Wah.
Well. That's good. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah, that's very good.
It's good for Divasines not getting that mushroom, but it's also good because they didn't beat Aga to get powder to get a heart piece. That would have been woof. That would have hurt. But that also means that we're still looking for our next piece of progression, and if Flip Heel decides to dip into Thieves Town, this might even out still.
Yeah, Divasines handling Moldorm with a great fight.
Tempered Sword speeding that up a wee bit. So yeah, once again we have Steam Graveyard, we have K45. We have, it's gotta be like, it's probably gonna be like desert or something. You could go for, go to the swamp portal, go check Bombo's tablet, and then go into desert. But ugh, it feels so bad to go into a pendant dungeon.
Like, speaking of which, Flip Heel decided to dive into Thieves Town. This is going to buy a lot of time back for Divasines.
Yeah, as long as Divasines avoids going back into Skull, or, hopefully never goes to that Aga play. This should even up.
I have to imagine that the Lumberjack's got to be an absolute last location at this point.
Oh, yeah. Unless you're feeling behind and you're like, okay, I gotta make a big play or something, but I don't know, that's a pretty big Hail Mary. Especially when you're still, like, hoping you could find a mushroom or something to skip it.
Alright, we need to will Divasines to go back and look at the Ether tablet, because I want to know what it is.
Nah, it'd be faster just to save and quit and go from... I mean, it would be faster. But I guess I'm wrong.
It'd be faster to save and quit and go from spot 1 than to just go across the bridge?
Probably. I mean, you do one... I guess maybe with the... Yeah, because you have to set up that bomb jump.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If it's a lot more... It's a few more screen transitions. Oh yeah, 2 mirrors do seem kind of slow, so I don't know. It probably evens out. Alright, what do we got? It's a heart piece. Where are we going to next?
We can't have anything nice.
Stick Kid, check. Yeah, the downside for Divasines is like the isolated graveyard ledge in King's Tomb now. It's like to go back through that portal in Vu feels real bad. Just to check those two. So I feel like K45 Bombo's tablet desert is probably... Oh, and shovel. Did we see that
shovel.
Yet?
Yeah, no. This is new.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Going through this portal by swamp and then knocking Bombos into desert makes a little more sense.
I feel like I would have gone into the Dark World and then routed this in with K45, but... Okay. Say no to the tablet. Going right into desert. Interesting. Oh, I've never seen that before, the little heart. And again, I haven't really seen the Sahasrara tablet, or telepathic tile, sorry, I haven't seen this one in action very much.
Yeah, it's a pretty unused sprite, I think.
I think I know what Divasines is planning on going for. Probably thinking pedestal. So
yeah.
Might beat this dungeon, then go kill Moth and pull Ped. So, for Divasine's sake, need there to be the mitts in here or something. Some sort of progression.
Yeah, we know the pedestal's dead, and there's nothing good there, and the mushroom leads to nothing. It's just going to be burnt time if he falls through.
I'm still waiting to see if we actually got a completely useless 3 pendant dungeons in this seed, and the answer was just like on Catfish or Pyramid or something. I mean, that's the thing now. We find the mitts, and all of a sudden we can do Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid Catfish route. What's that $20 mean? Oh,
it's for the boots.
Oh, right. I was thinking it's the qualifiers, and I'm like, there's the sword, but no, then the sword was right there. There's the blue boomerang. Fliphill getting that one too. Interesting choices.
All right, Divisign's not deciding to finish off Desert. That's a very good thing for him, we know.
I was probably hoping the other item was going to be on Land Mullahs, just to force that last pennant grab so that they could route in Pedestal, but that would have been a pretty interesting play to go for a... it would be so slow to go all the way back to Land Mullahs if Pedestal ended up being required.
Yeah, hopefully that plan gets abandoned. They never think about it again.
Well, I'd assume with Divisign's leaving Desert that plan has been abandoned. But we're gonna meet up at the Bombo's tablet, and then Flipill's probably gonna go in to Desert at this point. So if it's not on Bombos, then it's Pyramid, Catfish.
And the crazy thing, there's the mitts. So
it is.
They're both going to get the mitts, and both of them are going to think, oh, I did those pendant dungeons for no reason, I'm way behind. Not realizing their opponent did almost the exact same thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's so tough because it's like, I feel so far behind, and then you want to start like metagaming or routing off of how behind you are, but they don't know that they're like neck and neck again. The only difference really is, the gold sword and Flipill killed an extra boss, but onward we go. We can potentially go beat Mire and T-Rock depending on what the medallion is. It's Quake. All right. We can beat Mire, so that'll be next.
Once again, I'm glad you caught that, because I totally didn't see it.
I was thinking that Divisens wasn't even going to check it, but... I'm not sure what Flipill... Oh, is this setting up for a pyramid check? This feels weird with Mire being available, potentially, for him.
Yeah, I would agree. That seems...
Oh, it's hobo check, then. It's gotta be.
No?
Oh, nope. Okay. Wait, why are we not going into Mire? Hello? What? What's happening?
Yeah, did I miss something? Wait a minute.
Yeah, what's going on? Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, kind of hard to do hobo without flippers unless you do a splash delete, and that seems like a lot of extra work for an out-of-logic check. Oh, right. We never actually turned in the mushroom. I forgot about that.
Oh, really good point.
So busy thinking about fake powder, forgot about real powder, or real mushroom. Okay, I think I understand this Mire skip, because maybe Divisines wants to know how close they are to go mode. If this ends up being Bombos, that would feel kind of bad, or if Hookshot was in Mire, and something's in Hookshot Cave. Okay, double Quake, so that's 2 beatable dungeons. But yeah, I don't know. Now I feel like they're gonna end up isolating Hookshot Cave unless Hookshot's in here. I'll have to
you
ask him about
you
that.
can bonk to 1. If you're playing the density play, TR's got more items, then mix it in with Super Bunny and at least the bonk chest. Sure.
Right.
I mean, and you can't really go mode TR for the most part. You can skip a couple things, but not much. But if you can go mode and skip all of Mire, you're feeling pretty good about it. But yeah, I don't know. I would have gone to Mire, I think.
I just like Mire as a search for hookshot kind of play, just because it's one of those dungeons that requires hookshot to get inside. But that's me personally. So yeah, that route up to Pyramid Catfish from Flip Heel, amounting to nothing. So gotta assume that Flip Heel is feeling a little bit behind, maybe going for some extra checks to make up for it, but
yeah, it goes into what we were discussing earlier, that I found that I did these Pendant dungeons and didn't need to. Oh no. In reality, your opponent's in about the same boat.
in reality, your opponent did more Pendant dungeons. Just less Pendant bosses. Yeah, and the funny thing for Divisigns is that the pedestal could still be something because they haven't checked it yet. But we're gonna enjoy some more Divergence as one player is gonna go through T-Rock while the other player goes through Mire. And honestly, if they both go through these dungeons and don't find anything, it'll probably be fine. The biggest concern really is if Flippers ends up getting isolated at like Hookshot Cave or something. Right now, really, it is back to being anyone's game. This seed's been it's been interesting, Flip Heel first to find the hammer, then to find the mirror, but then managed to do the same checks that Divisigns did without those items to even things back up again and again until we both got mitts at the same time. And I'd say at this point you're hoping for those flippers for go mode, so hookshot next. Also because you never want to have the dilemma of, do I make a hookless swamp dive? Because those are never fun.
Yeah, agree. Flippers go mode would be great because Flippers logically blocks Swamp and Ice Palace, so it can't be in there, which really limits what your checks are, and also means those two will be go modes. So yeah, hookshot's definitely the thing you want to see next.
Yeah, I'm still just I'm so curious about the Mire skip. I want to know. I want to know why. Hopefully they don't think that they don't have the medallion for it or something. I don't know.
It's the same. It was the same medallion for TR.
It was the same medallion. I know, right?
I bet they know they have it. Yeah, if it's a density play in the hopes you can go mode Mire as well, then I'm here for it. But
yeah,
if Hook's in Mire and Flips in Hookshot Cave, you're gonna feel real bad.
As you said, T-Rock is one of those dungeons that you don't really get to. A go mode T-Rock isn't that big of a difference from a full clear sometimes, depending on how the keys lay out. If you get a vanilla big key, then you're full clearing pretty much most of the dungeon. There's the flippers here in Mimic Cave, so we are on the hunt for a hook shot. And if that hook shot also ends up being in T-Rock, that's going to be a really big swing. Mirror Shield. Bombs the chest.
The right response.
So this is a big match right now, especially for Divisigns, for their team sitting at 0 wins. They need to get on the board because, in the Invitational League, the team that finishes with the lowest points, the lowest wins, gets the boot out of the Invitational and gets relegated back to the Open League. And after an explosive showing from this team, both teams really, in the Open League, feel pretty bad to immediately get sent back. But at the same time, you shouldn't feel too bad because the Invitational is frickin' stacked, so it's understandable.
Flip Hill still on the hunt for the second item, and Mire gets that door extension clip real nice.
Yeah, Flip Hill needs Hookshot to be in here just to even things up, and, you know, could actually be a huge change. Looks like it's going to be on Vidi. And then you're thinking, like, man, I should have just gone and killed Vidi. Skip cutscene chests, but...
No, because cutscene had an item, you'd have gone back for it anyway.
Nah, you got a big skip. You just gotta know. This, I feel like this is the part of the seed where you gotta start making some stupid gambles and skipping stuff. Like, you know, obviously we're not gonna be in a position of left side swamp being a factor unless Hookshot's there or something, but, you know, you'll see a lot of players at the end of a seed will be like, I'm not doing left side swamp. I need to just hope it's not there. I'm too far behind. Some nice spooky action here over on Flip Heel's side, while Diviside's heading into phase 2 of Trinex. Gold sword in hand, making this fight even faster.
That was a perfect Trinex fight.
That was.
Well done.
Alright, I wasn't keeping track, but is this an item? It is! It's 10 arrows. Well, this is also really good for Divisigns, because now missing something in Hookshot Cave doesn't matter, because it's not going to be a hookshot.
Right.
In the hook part, so. Just 20 bucks off of Vidi. So we are... The hunt continues. So what do you think? If you're Flip Heel, do you go ahead and do the Pyramid Fairy play now that you've already been to Pyramid and Catfish?
I think you have to chase the red crystal, right? You made the choice to go to Mire instead of... You could have done TR, but I think you have to... Oh, no.
Dipping into desert, that is an interesting choice.
Oh, you're already here. If you're going to dip it, now's the time. But
yeah,
we know
one
it's
of those,
not going to be.
If you're not doing it now, you're never doing it, so... I mean, it's going to work out. He'll get his gold sword. Alright, where is that hook shot? The other thing now is, like, Divisigns has a decision on, okay, do I go Mire or do I go Ice Palace? Just $1.
If you made the choice to skip Mire and skip the other red crystal, I think you go Ice Palace here. You made the decision, follow it.
I think you follow the next progression item. I agree. And, you know, with Kana Samaria and Icebreaker, this dungeon is pretty quick. Pretty quick. It could still be kind of bad depending on the key layout, but... nice fire rod.
Yeah, I will openly admit I'm one of those who does not know the Ice Palace logic nearly well enough, but it's possible without the hookshot. This is not doable, right? Logically?
Yeah, depending on the key layout, the right side could be logically hookshot locked. It depends on where if there's like no small keys on like here, at Freeze or in the big chest or Ice Tea or something like that, then right side is logically hookshot locked. Something like that. That sounds correct. This is going to be Ether Tablet over to T-Rock, so Flip Hill will get their flippers. No Pyramid Fairy. That's kind of the downside of that route that Flip Hill did after getting mitts, is that, you know, if Pyramid Fairy ended up being the hookshot location, like, having already done that route, you're kind of less inclined to do it.
Right, yeah, you've already been there and seen the obvious things, even Catfish for that matter, so going back for that Pyramid Fairy and walking the bomb at that point feels pretty rough.
Yeah, so this dungeon is hookshot locked because that's 2 keys over on right side. Right? I think so. I think that's how that works. Which, I guess, doesn't... mean, too much, because if hookshot's just in like freezer room, then it's fine. I don't know. I generally don't try and understand ice logic. I just try and beat it as fast as possible.
Yeah, same. If I can beat it, that's all I need to know. I don't need to know how, why, or when. I mean, as long as it's not like qualifier 8 or whatever it was, it's fine.
I've definitely had people explain the logic to me several times, and it just does not stick. But there's the second item. We got a bottle, we got a heart container. Divisign's pretty healthy at this point in this seed.
Yeah, this seed kind of had it all. Early items, early progression, good health, tons of money.
Just don't go to the pendant dungeons ever. It's a trap. Just don't do it. Alright, remembering doesn't have hookshot, so you actually have to bomb this hole and drop down.
Of course they did. I can't imagine anyone forgetting that particular thing.
Okay, so Cold Stare has the last item, but I don't think Cold Stare can logically have the hookshot, so we've got what? Pyramid Fairy, Smith Chain. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, God. Or in Swamp Palace. No, that's not happening. There's no way. Now, hold on 1 second. I need to see if... ship yet? Alright. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Just 50 rupees on Cold Stare, so... Yeah, no hookshot in Ice Palace. That feels kind of bad.
It feels... Well, I think it feels bad if it just ends up... If it actually ended up being in Mire. Because they're like, oh man, I could have actually go mode dice.
Right, but again, with Kane and all the other good stuff, ice is still so negligible anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Divisign's, this is the expected play. Definitely go to Mire, definitely do Pyramid Fairy. You're trying to go mode Swamp with everything that's in you.
Now, Flip Heel, I wonder if they're still feeling behind at this point, that they would make a big play like Dipping Swamp after TR? I don't know.
Yeah, if you're behind,
is not over.
Yeah, if you're behind and you feel like you have to make a play, that's the play. Because the conventional runner is going to avoid it if they can, because you don't want to hook the Swamp. So if you're feeling behind and you need to make a gamble, that's the gamble right there. And same thing for Divisign's. If you feel behind, you skip our fireside or the fireside checks here.
Oh, you skip cutscene chest and just... It'd be different, yes. I think, if it was like an actual Godmire where it's in the first 2 chests. I feel like... But I could see clearing everything and maybe skipping cutscene.
Yes, cutscene chest, sorry. Don't know why I couldn't think of that word.
Alright. Flip Hill about to get their flippers. So, the other thing is when you're this far into a seed, the last thing you want to do is go back and do Smith Chain. That always feels bad. I mean, granted, it's not a very... It's a relatively fast Smith Chain, I guess. Because you have all the things do it quickly. The best is when you grab Smith, and then your go modes and hammer pegs, and then you have to turn in Smith to get rid of them.
Right.
Moment of truth. You gonna go check that or no? I mean, at that rate, you know it's an item. Because you got map and compass, but looks like we're gonna skip it.
Yeah, big key's on the great chest here, so...
I go ahead and grab the big chest and the other chest over there on the right side, which both happen to be small keys. The runner's having a little bit of trouble with this rail clip, and at this point, you're losing time. But
yeah, that's another one I haven't figured out quite yet. I keep watching it, trying to catch the trick, and still working on that one.
It can be a little finicky. It also depends on if that stupid fire snake gets up there. Then it's just like a wash, you just leave. And if this actually is going to come down to a hookless swamp dive, then I feel real bad for these runners. Because, you know, they already had to painstakingly do 3 useless pendant dungeons. The last thing you'd want to do is a hookless swamp dive.
I said it was too nice in the beginning that something terrible was going to happen. If it's swamp and if it's hooked for swamp, ugh.
Oh, Fliphill, gotta be careful. One hit will be the end of him. I think got a little too close, or maybe I don't know. Maybe the firehead wasn't like vulnerable yet. Potentially, why that didn't work, but it looked like probably just was staying too close, so the shot actually went past him.
All right, a little touch and go, but they got it. Spooky action for Divasines and on the way to Vitreous.
Yeah, Divasine still pretty comfortable lead, being basically an entire Ice Palace ahead. Because, you know, Fliphill still has to do the Dark Death Mountain checks here. That will probably... It will probably even out. Well, because I would assume Divasines will do Pyramid Fairy up to Catfish, maybe, or at least the first half of that.
Yeah, if you're going to choose Pyramid Fairy here, I think you're choosing the Pyramid and Catfish both together. It's kind of crazy, because how it started in the beginning with Fliphill's choosing and getting that hammer out of Ice Rod Cave instead of doing Eastern, and then some of the other stuff, it really felt like they were ahead, and it kind of balanced out.
I mean, it evened out right when we got the mitts. And then, you know, Fliphill checking a couple one-offs before committing to one of the dungeons. And obviously, you know, Divasine saving time, skipping cutscene chests, that's another huge thing. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where, you know, when you're getting towards the end of a seed, you gotta, you know, if this was a qualifier, you would probably check that cutscene chest, but in a 1v1, you just gotta bail and hope that it's nothing. Save the time.
Yeah, I was worried with an item left they would go back in for it, but yeah, it's one of those things that you make a choice. If you make a choice to skip something, or you make a choice to go with the mountain instead of Eastern, you have to follow through with it at that point. Just keep following the choice you made, because if you double back or second guess yourself, then you're just given time regardless, one way or the other.
And the thing is, like, Divasine's had the time to go do it. Like, you know, it always feels bad when, obviously, when that ends up being, like, your required item.
Ooh, okay, got it. That was close.
Nice bomb dupe. That one's pretty easy to do. The scarier one is the flipper one, where you don't have hammer to get over here and get the bomb dupe. That one's cool, though. This one's pretty cool, too. All right.
No thanks, I'll just
Hook
walk.
Shot in Pyramid Fairy. No.
No.
The hunt continues.
So Smith Chain and Hammer Pigs, right? That's it.
Oh. Tinners. For a second, I thought Divasines was going to go up there and, like, Mire and Trinex. And I was like, no way.
Oh, no. Oh,
no
that's
way.
true. They don't know that. Oh, please, no. You have to choose.
You would do a hookless swamp. You would do Smith and then hookless swamp over that. Absolutely.
Yeah, clearly.
Now, the thing is, if Divasines does do Smith Chain next, then there is still, you know, one item back in Skull Woods. They still don't know what's on the pedestal yet. And they still also haven't done Graveyard Legend Kingstone.
That's very true. There's a lot of one-offs.
Yeah, so that might be, depending on how they route, that might be enough to get Fliphill back into this game. Because I gotta assume if you're Fliphill, you might just go straight might just go to swamp next. Maybe. I don't know. Hard to
Yeah,
say.
if you're doing Smith Chain in the Dark World, then Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, all that stuff over there is all in the same area. It calls to you. We were talking about taking gambles, and you said Aga 1. I'm like, oh, that's not the gamble you want to take.
Nope. Unless Divasines does the stuff, the North Dark World stuff. Nope. What? Oh, okay.
All right, little psych out there.
All right. Well, this is new info. This is the Smith Chain. I mean, that's the thing. Divasines could do Smith Chain, find absolutely nothing, and then both players run to Hookless Swamp at the exact same time. It's a possibility.
Yes, please. I'll have some of that.
But I also like the idea of having to turn in the Smith while in go mode, because it's funny. All right. Hammer pegs with how late those mitts were. Is this our hook shot? No. It's $5.
Hook and Purple Chest would be pretty great. You're already in that area. Just get back in your portal and walk it right over to Swamp.
Yeah, and honestly, I could see Divasines, if Smith doesn't have it, might just take Purple Chest down. Well, we'll probably take Purple Chest down, and then if that's not it, just go straight into Swamp. That's also not it. Oh my gosh.
That would be pretty great, actually. That would fit pretty well.
I mean, at this point, we know that it's either Purple Chest or it's Swamp, right?
Yep.
But this does not look like a setup to go into Swamp. So, Divasines really needs this to be the hook shot. Oh my gosh. Is it going to be the hook shot? No! Okay! It's in Swamp.
Divasines, what are you doing?
He's got to go to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb and beat Moth.
But you don't.
And turn in Mushroom. Well, he doesn't know that.
I know, but no.
He doesn't know that. Well, this race just got a whole lot more interesting.
Yeah, it did. It's got a lot tighter.
I mean, it was already pretty dang interesting. The back and forths have been kind of nuts, but now here we are once again. Fliphill having to make a decision. If they go straight to Swamp, they're in a good position. If they don't, and go back and do Smith Chain, then we're probably going to end up evening out, which I would kind of like to see. I would love this to come down to like execution.
Yeah,
which never happens because it's going to come down to GT routing.
Yeah, at this point, we've had some great back and forth, good divergence, items in terrible places, a bunch of progression up front. We've had it all. So just give us a race at the end. Let's just go.
It's looking like that's what we're going to get. Because, I mean, right now, as long as Divasines doesn't go back into Mire, or back into... Well, I could see them going back into Skull, because there's still Pedestal at play for them. So this is either back to Village of Outcast or Swamp. Okay, this is it. So this is good for Divasines, going to hold on to the lead. But I would assume that means Flipheal is going to do the thing that I said earlier of taking Purple Chest down and then going right into Swamp Palace, because they have literally nothing left. They've done everything. You know, it's got to feel pretty bad to have 3 useless pendant dungeons and then a hook shot in Swamp. That's just... it's enough to make you not want to play this game for a couple days.
So, where in Swamp? Left side or before left side?
I mean, for the runner's sake, just put in the first item chest.
Yep, please. I agree.
Don't punish them any further.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's been enough at this point.
An hour and 19 minutes in, so it's still, relatively fast seed, but they've suffered enough.
Yeah, Will in chat bringing up a very good point. Flip still has Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
And that would be a little more appealing than Hook and Swamp. But again, if you feel behind and you got to gamble.
Well, I'd assume with this routing that... Because if you were going to go into Swamp, you would have just ditched the purple chest and dashed down. I feel like... Actually, I don't know if that's actually faster. Because that's a lot of extra screen transitions as opposed to just a mirror, a flute.
Yeah, Mire and Flute is the better choice.
Mm-hmm.
Mirroring back to 4.
If you still had to do like Cave 45 or something, or Bombos. But yeah, this is Divisign's game at this point.
Yeah, Flip doing what most of us would consider the better, more conventional option of doing Pyramid Fairy first, but.
Wow, this seed really is going to throw 3 useless pendant dungeons at you and then make you do left side swamp for a hook shot. What a fun game to play.
I don't know who rolled this one, but they're going to get blamed.
This is arguably one of those seeds that is fun to watch, but awful to play. 100%. Now, the thing is, like this, I feel like last location, Hookshot and Swamp would have been the majority of runners' play in this kind of seed. Even if flippers weren't all the way up in T-Rock, if they had been sooner, I feel like they still would have probably did everything first.
Yep, I would agree. Especially with the flippers where they were and all the other checks open, you're hoping to go mode this dungeon. Mm-hmm. A majority of people would have done the similar, if not the exact same situation here, including Pendant dungeons. There's always that one person who's crazy and would dip Swamp just because. Damn it, you. But...
Oh, all right, game. You're not done. You're not done yet. You're gonna put the vanilla big key in its vanilla big key chest, and then we have to go back and get an actual vanilla hook shot. It's gonna happen.
If you would go back and watch this, just for the first 30 minutes, and I told you this seed was less than an hour, everyone would believe me.
Aww. Don't mirror out. All right, hour 22 minutes 40 some odd seconds. Div assigns first of the runners to be in go mode. And just has a Argus to kill and then a GT to climb. Now, there is still the potential for Ganon's tower to be absolutely terrible, and for Flip Peel to make a play that might get him the big key early. But at this point, the only way that would take place would be as if it's like a tile room gamble. Which, at this rate, there's no way the seed's going to give you 3 useless pendant dungeons, a hookshot on left side swamp, and then a GT big key in tile room. There's no way. And I feel like the big things really that kind of gave Divisigns this lead was that route that Flip took of Pyramid to Catfish before picking up, before going to Mire. Skipping cutscene chest was big, and skipping Mothula. We questioned that play earlier when Divisigns, I think, was the first one into Skull Woods. But yeah, if they had gone back and killed Moth and got powder, and then did fake powder, and then turned in mushroom over at Potion Shop, that's a lot of time to bleed away. So
yeah, it's going to turn to the little things that make those 30 seconds and 1 minute choices really add up, and it shows here.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to remember too, for anyone watching this, sometimes you make those choices and you're like, well, I'm dead, I'm out of it. I guarantee both runners at some point during this race thought, we are dead and we're out of it. Now look.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. There you have it, hour 24 minutes and 40 odd seconds. Divisign's 7th crystal in hand, and we're heading up to Ganon's tower. And I don't know, Talon, I heard there's a fun little game that people like to play when it comes to Ganon's tower. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard such dirty rumors whispered in the wind. There are 22 possible places for the GT Big Key. One of them's got to have it, and it's going to get you up toward the top. Willard, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, if we want this race to be a little bit closer, we want it to be like Compass Room or something, and Divisign's does Hope Room to full left. Goes to Hope Room, finds a small key, but does full left instead. While Flip Hill goes to Hope Room and does right side. So I'm gonna say that, but that's a lot of variables that need to happen. Sorry, that's not a number. My bad.
No, but it's great analysis, and that's what we're here for.
Flip Hill about to hit that go mode hook shot. Hour 26. So that's what? It's like 3 minutes behind? It's a pretty tall order. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, they both still, obviously Flip Hill cleared a lot more than Divisign's. But I mean, they still both cleared a lot of the game.
Yeah, I think between the two, there's not one thing we didn't see outside of Landmo, but Landmo didn't have an item, so...
Okay. And yeah, that was the thing. Like, Flip Hill made that Pendant Desert play, which, probably one of those things where it's like, well, the other two pendants had nothing, so this one's got to have something, right? And it was a very understandable play. It made more sense when Divisign's went there, just because they didn't have the mitts yet. Alright, where is that big key? It's going to be a left, right, left. Yep. Mirror out. So that means that there's basically, unless it's like a tile room gamble, there's really no way Flip Hill can ever catch up from this aside from some sort of catastrophe.
If it ends up being behind Ice Armos and he goes full left, there's a potential to make up a little time at least, but
yeah,
maybe not the amount we're talking about.
Yeah, this is a good spot to be in if you're Divisign's, because you're about to potentially get your team on the board with their first win, finishing up week 3 for them.
Yeah, Willard, can you remind me what their team name is?
I believe it translates to roughly, oops, wasn't there either, which I'm assuming is a reference to Randomizer. I don't know. That's my guess. How'd I do? Did I do well? Did I do the thing? It's in here! Perfect. It's in here! It's in here. It was right side. I called it! Yay! I kind of win.
Check 9, I believe?
It's never right side, so I'm actually shocked. I'm 100% shocked.
Yep, I'm a right side ride or die, so it does my heart well whenever it's on right side.
Yeah, if you ever see a small key in that room or rando room, then you know the big key is also going to be in there, so you have like 2 opportunities of going, gasp, it's in here. Yeah, once again, this is, the tough division. Invitational is real tough, nonetheless. And these teams are trying to avoid that relegation getting sent back to the Open League. as this is both of their teams' debuts in the Invitational. Divisign's team earning it from a top 4 finish in the Open League last season, and don't forget to track us, Flipheel's team, formerly known as 18-bit Nerds. Nerds! I believe they got invited. Because where did they finish? Yeah, they made it, they finished in top 8 in the Open League, so.
I feel like I can say with some pretty good certainty that Divisign's does not feel like they are in the lead right now. Not with this seed.
It's tough to say. Because, you know, man, if Divisign's had just, like, checked Bumper Ledge on the way over to Desert, would have missed out on that Gold Sword in Desert, but that's another bit of time save. Like, I like that routing option. Of course, you know, Mitts didn't have to be there, but they were.
Beautiful Landmo 2 fight from Divisign's. Flipeel is going right first. We'll make up a little time.
Just has to remember to grab that small key. Or no, they'll get a free small key, so. I love that little cane dash in this room. Pew.
Doing the swag because you can.
And because it's fast.
Well, yeah, I guess that too.
As of right now, if this race stands as it is currently, right now, looking at the records, you know, well, it's hard to say since there's still quite a few races left. Actually, there's 2 more races left in this division. But don't forget to track us, as they were competing for a 2nd place spot going into week 4, while Divisign's team trying to get out of last place.
Just keep avoiding it. I'm gonna keep asking until you do it.
I can't do it. I took Spanish, man. I took Spanish in school, so, and I can't speak that either, so a lot of good that did me.
You gotta check validation chest. Come on, man.
Why? He's got everything he needs.
Doesn't matter.
What could he possibly want?
That's not the
Tell
point.
me.
That's not the point.
What could he possibly want?
Red mail. Bottle.
Sankheart would be nice.
Sankheart would have been nice. Sankheart bailed me out the other day.
Just worse. Fire Rod and T-Rock or Swamp Palace and Hook. Swamp Palace and Hook every time.
Aw.
Fire Rod and T-Rock's... Well, it depends. If T-Rock leads you along to get all the way to Laser Bridge, and then doesn't give you the Fire Rod, okay, then that's pretty terrible. Wait, didn't I just do that in a race? Yeah, that was in my week 2 race for the league. Ugh, that's awful. Anyway, there's Agatu down. We're heading into the Ganon fight. Divisign's looking to grab that first victory for their team. A much-needed victory. This was a fun race. I really like this one. This one had a lot of good back and forth.
Yeah, the beginning really gave... Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm glad I didn't play it. I'm glad I got to watch it and commentate it. Such a stacked beginning. It was what? Mini Molar... No, it was... Well, Mini Molarman Cave was good, but also Paradox Cave. Both of those caves were massive.
Yeah, there was... First, giving and open as the beginning was, if you think about it, there was a lot of trolley items with... It was Mire and Spike Cave, Hammer was an Ice Rod Cave, Mimic Cave having the flips. Hammer was on Zora, that's right. I have that written down. You'd think I would just remember.
Yeah, those are all kind of some of the deciding points. Was that mirror, that hammer, those mitts, these warps from Ganon. Thank you.
All right, come on. We know how this ends, Ganon. Just accept it. That was beautiful.
Nice. Is that triple? You'll love to see it.
Nah, 2 doubles, I think.
Even better. All right. Well, there you have it. Divisign's going to get a victory as soon as they walk past the bridge into the Triforce room. One step closer to avoiding relegation. GG's in chat.
Yeah, great job. Great job sticking with it and not, there's a lot of places in there that really can make you feel bad and just pushing through it to the end. It was great.
Yeah, Divisign's made some pretty clutch choices towards the end. Skipping cutscene chest was pretty big. Skipping Mothula early was kind of a nutty play, but they kind of routed themselves into a really inconvenient situation. So it's kind of understandable, but it worked out that they didn't ever get that mushroom there. And more importantly, no one beat Aga for the powder, so that's also good. And yeah, like, those few checks, this race is going to come down to only a couple minutes. Divsign says, I would have gone straight to Aga if Hook wouldn't have been in Swamp. Oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing it was.
That tracks. There would have been nothing left, so that makes sense.
Well, for them, it could have still been the pedestal or Mothula item, and then Mushroom Turn-In. I think that would have all been the only thing that was left. But yeah, that would have been pretty bad. All right, that's another Ganon dead. It's a sword raised in the air. Fliphill gonna wrap this race up. Finished, yeah, roughly about 2 minutes behind. So GG's in chat for them. Well, there you have it, folks. Pretty fun race.
Yeah, that had a little bit of everything. Good divergence, good back and forth. Lead changed hands, I think, in a couple spots. Last locations, bad checks, good stuff, tons of money. Like, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with this one.
I don't know how much fun the seed was to play, but
I meant for us. I meant for us, not the
for us, yeah, we had a great time. Not sure if we're gonna get anyone in for a. I'm assuming with Divisign's in chat, chit-chatting with us, that we're not gonna get them in for an interview. I don't know if Fliphill wanted to join us. So. While we wait, let's take a look at that schedule. See what else we got going on today, eh? Yeah. All right. On the Invitational side of things, we do have some more races going on right now. Just kidding. Later tonight. I lied. 9:10 Eastern over on SpeedGaming 2 will be Duke Firebird versus Leviticus. Should be a good match. That's it for today for the Invitational. Short and sweet. As for the Open League, we've got. Let's take a peek at that. We have quite a few races going on. We have 2 that are getting a restream tonight at 9 o'clock over on the ALTTPR League. We have Peace Force versus Farm Friends, another situation where there's a team trying to get their first win of the league. And then shortly after that, at 11:10 p.m. on the ALTTPR League 2 channel, we have Medicinal Parapot versus He Came From, in all caps. So those are 3 restream races going on tonight, 2 at the same time. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, plenty more action coming up this weekend. Hopefully, we'll get some more restreams for that, and hopefully I get to do some more commentating. This was a fun race. It was a good job. It was a good time commentating with you. Oh, we got Flip Heel.
Hey!
There he is. Hey, Flip Heel. GG's, man.
Hey, good game. That was fun.
Was it?
It was fun on our end.
What was the most fun about it?
What's up?
What was the most fun part about this seed?
Nothing really.
Wait, well, you just lied to me. You said it was fun.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
the beginning of the seed felt great.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay, there we go. It's hearing double. I forgot to mute that. But yeah, so I don't know. I felt like the mirror pretty early and the hammer decently.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, we got the Burnham and we have the cape. Let's check that. So that worked out. And then that immediate dip up top, and then I just waited too long to pull the trigger on following the rest of the book checks, I guess. And
yeah, it's I mean, you definitely were the first two, the hammer and mirror. You were seemingly making all the right choices, avoiding those pendant dungeons. But when you have 3 beatable pendant dungeons and a world of overworld checks to do, it's really hard to be like, I'm gonna skip the pendant dungeons and do the other things. So that's understandable, because it's pretty rare to get a seed where pendant dungeons aren't required.
Yeah, and then with the fire rod, usually the fire rod really only unlocks the back of skull and TR, so I don't like skipping that early. Yeah, just unfortunately it was the TR play into following the flippers, which I was not gonna dip swamp.
Yeah, first, I want to point out, I'm sure you were very ecstatic to get that mushroom off of Mafia, at least, because you knew that you could fake powder.
Yeah, well, I felt kind of good if it was, like, actually something, but...
True. Yeah. It ended up, I mean, I'm sure it was a relief that you didn't have to get that powder, or that you didn't get suckered into doing it. It did, unfortunately, cost you a bit of time, since Divisigns did end up never fighting Mothula and never getting that, so that was a minute or so. The other point I wanted to ask about was, you got the mitts, and then you wanted to go turn a green pennant. We were kind of surprised to see you still continue to route in Pyramid and Catfish.
So the second I went to Mire after doing that, because I didn't want to orphan any of that stuff, the second I went to Mire, I was like, I should have done Mire first. That actually was like the one thing I felt really bad about.
Okay. Yeah. And then Pyramid Fairy ended up having nothing anyway.
Yeah, like Pyramid Fairy into those wrap-ups would have just made so much more sense.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like in this situation, this is definitely a seed where the majority of people that play it are going to last location that hook shot. I mean, it's such an awful play, especially with how late flippers were. That, can't be... I mean, you shouldn't get
can't be too upset about it. So. It just still feels bad. They couldn't have at least given the big key in vanilla to have the vanilla hook shot like that.
I know, that's what I wanted. That would have been perfect. You're like, okay, game, thanks. But yeah, it was a really fun race. It was you guys kept it really close. You guys were sort of, I mean, you guys got mitts roughly around the same time. I also have to ask, like, after you finished Mire, you went ahead and did Desert. Was it just, if I don't do it now, I'm never doing it, or was it like
kinda? Yeah, I don't know. I was like right there. Like, I wasn't gonna kill the boss, but I figured I had to at least check the front.
Yeah, that's fair. Got a gold sword. That's cool, I guess.
And I was going straight up the mountain anyway, so I figured just save and quit from inside.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Taylor, do you have any questions?
You hit the one I was going to ask about Desert. So,
gotcha.
Nailed it. The beginning of the seed, like you had said, was super plentiful. Progression, items, hammer on Zora. It felt really good to start. And then you get to that point where it was just like, okay, where's the rest of my stuff? So yeah, this is one to definitely go back and watch because both you and Divisigns, the lead changes and the choices and the back and forth and the divergence just for you both to get the mitts within seconds of each other was really good to watch.
Yeah, it'll be pretty neat to watch. Yeah,
It's kind of the beauty of racing this game is seeing how things collide like that. That good race, GG's. Good luck to you guys in the rest of the league seasons. I mean, fortunately, you're in a good spot right now that this isn't like a super detrimental loss. There's still plenty of league action left for you guys to grab that, a top 4 spot. So
yeah, it's all right. And it's glad to see them, get a win. And it's Kaz boost. Anything can happen. So
true.
Looking forward to the remaining weeks.
Yeah. Going into next week, you guys got spoiler keys coming up. Looking forward to that. Excited?
Yeah. I know Trinex a little bit, so it'll be a fun race.
Nice. Well, good luck to you guys. And thanks for the good race.
Yep. I just want to say again, GG's to divisions, and thanks for the comms, tracking, restream. That was fun.
Well, we're happy to do it. All right. Well, I already told everyone where all the racing action is going on. So come back later tonight. Not on this channel, but on the other channels that I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to mention again. There's always... You can check the schedule for all that stuff. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Taylor, thanks for the comms. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Willard. Thanks for co-commenting with me. Thanks to 2C Plus for the tracking. Really appreciate it. Good race. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. See you later.